Welcome to the Booze and Reviews Show, the only podcast combining music reviews and frosty cold brews. And now, here is your host, the one and only. Give it up for Jarrell. Yes. Thank you. I love this crowd today. They're so energetic, so hyped. All right. Sit down. Thank you. Oh, you're too kind. All right. Yes. Thank you. Welcome, everybody, to the Booze and Review Show. I am your host, Jarrell, on the mic right now, and I really appreciate that standing ovation. I really appreciate that crowd. We really need a lot of energy. Tonight's show is going to be a jam-packed one. First up, let me introduce my co-host. Give it up for Snarky Mark.
How's everybody doing today?
He's doing good. How are you, man? I'm happy to see you after a 2-week absence, so now we are here.
We actually saw each other.
Yeah, we're going to get into that in a section.
I'm excited to get into it.
Okay, because I was wondering why you were there, and you probably were thinking the same thing. No, we weren't at the gynecologist's office. We're going to tell you what's going on. So if this is your first time hearing the show, this is how it works. We're going to have some drinks, and we're going to review some albums. Tonight's show, we're reviewing the latest from Bruno Mars, and it has been... 4 years since his last album?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yes. And then we're reviewing the latest album from Metallica, and it's been 8 years since the last album.
Yeah, it's been 1 week.
It's been many weeks since I heard from Metallica. Everyone's been waiting for that review, and they're like, you know what? Metallica's been out since about a few weeks now, and they're like, I can't listen to it until we hear what the boys at Booze and Reviews think of it.
I know. They're just fucking waiting for it.
Finally, you guys are going to hear the new one from that, what we think of it. And also the latest from the punk rock band from California, Pulley. And it's been a whopping 12 years since their last album. So, 4.
All highly anticipated.
8. 12. So we always have a theme for what beer we drink for that. So Mark picked up the beers. And the reason he brought this is because... 4, 8, and 12 equals? I don't know. What I was just trying to give you something...
Yeah, it was a good setup for no payoff. Coors Light, Silver Bullet, I don't know.
Yes, Coors Light is our sponsor tonight. When you want to, get drunk for free and you want to really look back on your life and where it's going, grab a frosty, cold Coors Light brew to, really numb the pain of your existence. Coors Light, tap the Rockies. Thank you. All right, so also... we got some news topics today that we're going to do, which I actually picked some... I'm not going to tell you what they are because they are actually for our guests tonight. And tonight we have the band all the way from Bridgewater, New Jersey, home of many popular bands from Shades Apart. And I guess that's all I can think of that's really huge from out there. But we got Nerve Damage here tonight that's going to tell us... talk about their band. And also they're going to play an acoustic set for us. And this is going to be different from the last time we had it because they're going to have 2 instruments, maybe 3 going on at once, right?
All right.
Because last time, or 2 weeks ago, we had just guitar and drums on that one for the first band I was on. Yes. And the last time we had the singer from Garden State Line here, did an acoustic set solo. Now we're going to have an acoustic full band. So stay tuned for that, you guys.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah, we're getting popular every day. And... I guess
the World Inferno Friendship Society.
They're from Bridgewater?
It's kind of from Bridgewater.
Okay, so there we go. We get all the Bridgewater bands coming up in here. If you want to be on our show, we'll stay tuned for the end of the podcast. We'll tell you how to get in touch with us. Let me introduce you to our house band, as you heard them playing the music in the beginning, the retro music. And we always have a different drummer as the house band leader. And tonight we got the one and only... David Grohl took some time off from doing nothing to be here.
We finally landed him.
We got David Grohl here playing drums. So let's start out with a little joke for tonight, which I actually heard on Thanksgiving from my aunt. This is kind of a vintage joke once it starts off. She's like, all right, here it goes. Why is one of the Twin Towers taller than the other?
Uh-oh. I don't know if I want to know this answer.
Because they're twins.
What? That.
Because twins usually are taller than the other.
Oh,
she got that joke actually from the one and only Stephen Wright. But apparently I told it with way too much enthusiasm.
It's got to be way drier.
Yeah. But when she told at the dinner table, we all cracked up. So I'm like, I should use that. Of course, it failed, but thank you, David Grohl, for hitting the drums for that. That rim shot was really appreciative.
That's a good one, yeah.
We might tell some more funnier jokes as the show goes on.
So you think that we're going to, like, collect all these jokes at some point and
make
a little book?
Yeah. We should do that as the Booze and Reviews, like, top 100 jokes of the year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jarrell's joke book.
All right. So I guess that covers everything. Now, before we bring our guests out, I like to just, get to talking to you because it's been 2 weeks since I've seen you.
I know.
So
it's been
Thanksgiving came and went. Yep. How was your Thanksgiving, Mark?
It was all right. Nothing.
You were talking earlier that you had to like stay sober the whole time. That's awful.
Yeah, it's like normally, me and my fiance, we split the time between our two families. Usually we have to drive like an hour. Luckily this year it was only like about 15 minutes in between each place. So I was just saying how I got to kind of stay sober, because I'm the driver all the time,
Yeah.
So it's a bummer.
It does suck when
I'm at my family's house,
But when her family house is a different story. What?
Bumming me out.
Which bring up the vibes, man.
All right.
Bumming me out.
No, it's actually.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Actually, was all right. Actually, mine was mediocre as usual. Hang out. I go to one family. I don't drink at my parents' house because it's just I like to enjoy my inebriation, and they won't make it as fun. So but the good point is had some barbecue shrimp cocktail. No, I didn't have that. I had chicken. I had some turkey, fried turkey.
Yeah, you're just gonna keep going.
Oxtail. You ever had oxtail before?
Yeah, a little bit.
Delicious, of course. Too much bone, but whatever.
Yeah, not my thing. I don't like chewing cartilage. Some people like that shit.
Like usually they're zombies, I think.
No, like people. There's people,
Okay.
normal people, unzombied people that
People like it too.
that chew on bones and like they love the fat and shit. They love sucking meat off of the bone.
I love
That's
fat
garbage.
though. Fat
They
is
suck the marrow out. It's like it's
Yeah.
too much. Yeah.
Well, I actually the food was good. I think one of my favorite Thanksgivings was when I was in college and didn't go home, and I just got high as a kite, and then went to like eat dinner at the mess hall, and they were like, "Oh, we're stopping dinner at 11 o'clock." I'm like, what? So needless to say, I did it backwards. Actually, I ate what I could, and then sparked up later, and I was like, "Yeah, this is awesome. High on Thanksgiving." Never happened again. But, one day, hopefully that'll happen sometime soon. Black Friday, did you actually partake in any shopping, anything like that?
No. Just worked normal hours in the morning and then.
I feel like since we both got out of retail, we no longer are.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still in it, but once you got out, do you look forward to the holidays now as opposed to before?
Only slightly more. Bring it down a little bit more.
I always think about hanging myself, but then I just look at my schedule. I'm way too busy to kill myself.
I got a fortune cookie yesterday that said, "Extreme pain and horrible misfortune will haunt you the rest of your days."
Here are your lottery numbers.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I do most of my shopping online now, so I don't really deal with any of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Amazon, yeah. Come on. But you know what I learned this holiday season is that Amazon, while I have got Prime, free shipping, it's not always the best solution because there's DVDs and stuff. Amazon, it's like $20. Walmart.com, $5.99, $7.99.
But Walmart has a small selection though.
Yeah.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff was not good. It's not.
It's garbage.
No one can hear you guys. Just wait till you're on the mic and tell us all you're saying. Well, just let us entertain you. Let us entertain you. The guests really want to get on this show. We'll get them on in a second, but I gotta pick this guy's brain over here.
One more thing.
Okay.
All right. They're eager to get to the microphone, so let's get 1 second. So what were you doing at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Mark is not only a critic, a music critic, but I guess you're also a food critic as well.
Oh yeah, big food critic.
Because I went on a double date with my my wife and one of my friends and his wife. Oh, bathroom's right down there. Went on a double date, go into there, and my wife's like, "Isn't that Mark from your podcast?" I'm like, "He wouldn't be out. He doesn't socialize."
It was a rare occasion.
Say I see you there with all your friends, no fiance in sight, anything like that. But I guess he lets you out sometime, huh?
Yeah.
Lets you hang out with the boys.
I was meeting with my groomsmen,
Oh, okay.
Discussing my pending nuptials.
Okay.
Eating wings.
Mm.
And then we went to Yestercades in Somerville.
I was
Played
actually
some
gonna
video
say hi, but the way they have it set up, it was kind of like weird.
Yeah.
They sit me down
you
over
guys
by the
were
wall.
gone. I went to look for you before I left, and you guys were gone.
You were gone. You were gone before I was because they said us like at the wall, so my back was to you, and I kept looking over. And I'm going, oh, there's he is, and I saw you guys getting up, and I'm like, should I walk over there and say something? But it's like it was crowded for some reason, and then you were gone. So you went to yesterday. We went to go bowling after that. So it's cool seeing you out having a good time. You know, it's.
Yeah,
but I was like,
I'm happy to make you happy, knowing that I'm out.
So it was all your groomsmen all the groomsmen, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
all but my brother.
Okay.
Who is worthless.
Hope you didn't hear that, Mr. Snarky Mark's brother out there. He still loves you.
I do.
How was the food though?
It's fine. It was good.
You wrote something to
There was some lame service going on though. This guy who I thought, like, you think that your server is going to be real good when he comes up and is like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" Like, very enthusiastic, showing you, pointing to things on the menu, and then like we gave him our drink orders, and by the time he got to the other side of the table, he had forgotten the first two, so he had to like double check to make sure that he was right.
Yeah.
And then brought my friend got a Sprite. There was no syrup in it. He asked for a Mountain Dew.
Syrup in your Sprite? That's
like
weird.
there was, it was just seltzer water.
Oh,
like there was no Sprite syrup
Gotcha.
in it. And then he asked for a Mountain Dew. The guy brought back another Sprite that was still kind of gross. Then he asked for a Pepsi later on, and the guy brought him another Sprite. It was whatever. That was the big laugh of the night.
Now, when you get bad service, and I wanted you guys out there, we can debate on this. Do you still tip regardless, or do you just tip less?
I mean, it depends on how egregiously bad it is, you know.
They can do a horrible job, but you'll still tip, you're saying?
You got to give them something.
That's fucked up, man. I'm just thinking
Everybody
like,
getting
this
something.
should be like a level where you don't tip. Like if you just never show up, why am I tipping at that point?
All right, Mr. Pink.
Well, I'm not that bad. I'm not like, oh, I don't tip because, blah, blah, blah. And the whole, watch that movie, Reservoir Dogs, if you haven't seen it. But
What's
I'm not
special?
that bad.
Take you in the back and suck your dick?
I would go 20% for that, which people do nowadays. But, yeah, that's cool. Like, happy to see you going out. And the reason I like talking to you a lot, because your life, I'm actually live vicariously through, being like the not yet married man, because my life is so mundane. Coming home this morning, I actually was driving home and I passed something that you don't see too often. I passed a hitchhiker.
Oh, really?
A girl hitchhiker, which I couldn't tell she was hitchhiking because there's two ways to hitchhike. Either you stand there and you just put your thumb up, but in this case, she was walking the direction of traffic, and her arm was like up, and she had a coat on. I couldn't tell until I got close enough to see that she had her thumb up, bag in her other hand. I thought to myself as I passed her, like if I picked her up and she actually tried to kill me, that would somehow make my life more interesting. But I had the baby in the back seat, so I was like, if she does kill me, like my wife would be mad about it and stuff like that. But it's weird because ever since that Different Strokes episode, like in the 80s, when they hitchhiked him and his sister, and then that guy tried to rape Kimberly like the whole night. And Gary Coleman got away, called the police.
I'm unfamiliar.
It was a 2-part episode. Check it out if you ever pick up the Different Strokes DVDs. But hitchhiking seems like to be like a really frowned upon thing, but to see one is fucking seem like a unicorn.
Yeah, yeah. I went one time years ago. My brother was driving in. Me and a friend were in the car, and there was a girl, and she was at the corner where the light was, and we stopped, and she came over to the window and was asking us for a ride, and we told her we couldn't. But then we debated it for days. Should we have or shouldn't we have? I don't know.
They
Maybe
finally
got
got home and they're like, we're gonna pick this girl up, and they drove back and got her.
Yeah.
She was still like a Simpsons episode.
We went home and asked my parents, should we have picked her up? What do you think?
Although she probably got killed as soon as you drove away. No, I think if I would pick up a girl hitchhiker, not because I want to do things with her, but I feel scared because there's a guy will try to kill you.
And my wife clarified that.
My wife was like, see, that's why girls would make better serial killers, because you wouldn't expect it. And I was like, I guess but at the same time, I felt bad because do you have no friends to get you from one place to another? No one you can count on for a lift somewhere? I've never been that desperate for a ride before.
Some people lead different lives, Jarrell.
Yeah, unlike
some people
me,
have no friends
in this high popular society I live in, being part of the upper 1% here. Yeah. It's pretty sad, but I'm glad you didn't partake in that whole like Black Friday shit and all that stuff because, as you guys probably know, the Nintendo thing came out. There's like a
I was fucking
Nintendo
bummed.
old school thing. So my wife told me yesterday, she's like, Toys R Us is gonna like get them at 8:00 on tomorrow. I'm like, okay. She's like, you should go there and try to pick one up. I'm like, I guess. And then I'm like, what time is it open? It's like 8:00. I'm like, are you sure? 8:00. I'm like, all right, fine. Leave at like 7:30. I'm driving, and I hit the you see the like the parking lot and the store in the horizon.
Yeah.
A lot of cars here for like not being 8:00 in the morning yet. Fucking get there. You know how that story's gonna end, you guys. Line is like all the way around the building. They only have 35, so it was a waste of my time.
Christ.
So it's like, why do I bother? But it's kind of the thing that I'm interested about that is, come to find out, there were people actually in line like since midnight.
Everybody was in line just for that Nintendo?
And some other thing I never
Jesus.
heard of. But it's just weird because... Hatching, that's thank you. Yeah. So my wife was like... It's like a Furby and an egg or something like that.
Really? I haven't heard of this.
So like I get in line, I'm like... I go around the building, I get in line, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to get this thing. And my wife's like, they might be in line for that thing that one of them just said, the hatch it.
Okay.
And I'm like, no one's talking about that. So I don't think that's the case. And then the line starts moving, and then people start coming out the store telling us that they're sold out already. And it kind of brought me back to, like, you guys might be too young for this, some of your listeners out there, but before, when you wanted to buy, like, concert CDs or concert tickets, you had to, like, go to, like, a like a store, Ticketmaster, or you had to, like, before our time, if you ever seen the Saved by the Bell episode, you had to, like, stand in front of the venue and wait for them to open and camp out. And I was going to ask you, has there ever been, like, something that you wanted so bad you would actually, like, stay out all night and sit in line for? Like, whether it be, like...
I did, actually,
one
one time.
did?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a pretty good one. So...
See, that's how I get him
Growing
talking.
up, I was a big Tim Burton fan. And the night that Sleepy Hollow came out, Tim Burton and Todd McFarlane did a signing for the Sleepy Hollow toys that Todd McFarlane did.
Okay.
At FAO Schwartz. And so my mom took me into the city, and we waited for like 6 hours, probably 8 hours maybe.
For a signing?
For a signing, yeah.
That's
so
different. I understand that.
It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, but
You
like...
just mean like for something coming out?
Okay, yeah. Like either like a product or even like the concert tickets. I've never done that before. And if I had to wait out for all night for something, I don't know if something is worth it for me. So I was kind of like, man,
Yeah.
I don't even want it that bad. If they told me last night that people are in line now, I wouldn't even bother getting up. Or if they told me like no one's in line right now, if you get here by 11 p.m., you definitely will get one 9 hours later. I'm like, fuck it, I don't want it. You know.
Yeah, I've never camped out for like a product. When I worked at the mall, like you'd see people lined up outside of stores for like sneakers.
Right.
They do like
but you gotta get them Jordans, son.
Jordans and shit.
Word up. Those Jordans, kid.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm another reason I'm happy to see Mark, because the Grim Reaper was doing overtime the past 2 weeks, like picking people off left and right, which I actually will get into you with that. But let's bring on our guests real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only Nerve Damage. Come up to the mic, you guys. Come on. Thank you. Let's start with this. Like, what's your names and what you do? First up, we got...
I'm Nick. I play bass. That's it.
He's the number one member.
Yeah.
I'm Mike. I play drums and I sing.
I'm Ben, and I play guitar and I sing.
And this is your first time doing a podcast, you guys?
Yeah, I never done a podcast.
Second time. No, we had an interview.
We got
Who
interviewed
cares?
by you earlier.
Yeah,
What's
you
going
guys
on?
might recognize the voices. They were my first interview when they were in another band, which we will talk about in a second. But this is Ben's first time, right?
Umbilical.
Yeah, umbilical noose. Yeah, so we're going
My
back.
First time.
All right, that's cool. But so I wanted to talk with you guys all about Mark. You can share the mic with him in a second, but we gotta pay some tributes to some fallen like celebrities real quick. First of all, we lost Florence Henderson. You guys might remember her as being in the Weird Al Yankovic video for Amish Paradise. You know, big role she had in that video.
That's sad, I guess.
But I'm kidding. Obviously, she was Mrs. Brady from the Brady Bunch. You guys
Oh.
were actually young. Did you ever
No,
watch that
I love
show?
the Brady
Yeah,
Bunch.
she was
Yeah, we
cute.
lost Carol Brady.
Yeah, she was cute.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, she's a hot mom, man. She was a MILF, if you will.
She had the Dixie haircut, right? The short
The
hair.
pixie, yeah.
Pixie.
So
yeah.
That was the
actually,
one.
when you think about it now, all the adults in Brady Bunch are dead now. You know, we lost Allison. Miss
Yeah,
Alice, the maid,
died like 5 years
obviously,
ago.
we lost the dad to AIDS a long time ago. But I was really upset about that because being an only child, I used to watch all these shows with like different siblings, so I can like live through their lives of having brothers and sisters to argue with, stuff like that. But you guys watch on syndication, anything like that?
Was what?
You guys watch that show on syndication? Obviously, like religiously. Let me get that word out.
Half yes, half no. It was on TV Land a lot, which
Yeah,
I found out recently. TV Land's not even a thing anymore.
Yeah, I didn't watch it too much. It's
Yeah.
kinda boring.
The movie's terrible.
Comparatively to nowadays, it's like everything moves so slow.
You know what's
Yeah.
actually
Cuts-
funny is
I mean, your video editing, they cut so slow, and
Yeah.
nothing. It's just like half as much stuff happens. in this
they
episode.
actually put out that what's that TGIF show? Step by Step was kind of the same thing, if you guys remember.
I
So
don't
that's
remember
probably.
Step by Step.
Yeah,
no clue.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. They know their history then. But yeah, Florence Henderson was in this horrible Marlon Wayans movie this year. That's her last film before she died. I think she was like 60-something or 72 years old. So R.I.P. to her. So next death, did you guys lament about the passing of Fidel Castro at all?
I didn't lament.
People die.
No. Yeah, this is a really sad podcast.
Sometime it is. We gotta catch up on all these like passing and stuff like that, and then we
Might
get to the
die
fun
in this room today.
eventually.
I can't like disprove that statement.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Steve Irwin died in
A while ago.
8th grade.
Or
yeah.
went out for Steve Irwin.
That was
sad.
that was really
that-
upsetting.
that fucked me up.
Celebrity death
Yeah.
to date for us.
The
That's-
Stingray thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stabbed.
Yeah. He's white
Through
guy
the heart.
fucking with like
Yeah. Was
deadly
it through the
animals,
heart?
not her
Through the
fault.
heart?
Something like that.
Mark, I gotta ask. Sorry, Fidel Castro, rest in peace. Obviously, you were doing some fucked up shit. You fucking took Mr. McBurn's $1 trillion bill in that Simpsons episode. So that's really the only thing I know about you. But that sucks.
That's
For
enough,
all the
man.
stuff he did, that's what he wants to go down for. That's what he wants to be known
This
for.
cartoon version of him like took $1 trillion and like he left him stranded. But yeah, Ron Glass. Do you know who that is, Mark? Let him. Let him get the mic real quick. I'll give it back to you in a second.
No, I don't know who Ron Glass is.
Ron Glass actually is a guy from this TV show in the 80s called Barney Miller, where also Abe Vigoda was on.
Proven.
80 something years old. Remember Abe Vigoda died?
I know
this year?
Abe Vigoda, yeah.
Yeah, so Mark, he died too. I'm like, I don't know who that is. But when they showed an older picture of him, he actually was the other guy, the light-skinned black guy from that movie that Sinbad was in, House Guest. You ever seen House Guest?
Yeah, I love House
He was
Guest.
the one that he was supposed to pick up from the airport.
Oh,
That
guy
guy.
died?
Yeah.
Fuck,
I
man.
knew I'd get you on one.
Ah.
I knew I'd get you
That
on
guy.
That was kind of funny. When they told me about the same thing, Barney Miller guy, I'm like, I don't know that guy. But then when he showed the older picture, I'm like, that guy, I
House
know
Guest.
him. He was in the Family Matters episode.
The real Steven, whatever his name was
Yeah,
supposed to be.
Yeah, so 3 deaths there, and also we lost Mickey Fitz from the Oi band, The Business. Didn't listen to them that much, but
Just funny and attractive.
all around rest in pieces. Thank you guys for taking the time listening to that. Let's get to let's get to the interview of this band. I'm sure they want to talk about some happier things, because I don't want you guys thinking this show is all about down, depressing
me
stuff.
out, man.
Get the vibes going,
Bumming
okay?
me out.
So I talked about this before, that I interviewed the two of you, Mike and
Yes.
Nick from the band Umbilical News.
Oh, yeah.
First interview,
Nirvana cover band.
Nirvana cover band, and then when the drummer actually retired, went to Utah, but now he's back.
Yeah, Mike Carbone.
Is there any chance of there being
Shout
a
out to Mike
reunion?
Carbone.
They
Any
play every once in a
Oh, you do?
once in like a year or two.
Yeah, no,
That's
not
good.
really. Just occasional things. That band really messes with my voice, screaming like that all the time.
Doing
so
your
I-
Remember, like Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Lithium is like.
it's pretty
How
brutal.
do you do that?
Mm.
He's impressive. I
So
give him a lot of screaming stuff on drums, but nothing like Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, if it's here and there, I can do it, but constantly, it's like, oh man, like
Intense,
playing
man.
even a 20-minute set is like destroys my voice.
Could you imagine? I feel like if Kurt Cobain lived to like 40,
Oh, he couldn't talk.
45, he would have been like,
He couldn't get through some of their recording things. Like he couldn't even do like a full song sometimes. Like
Yeah.
how much he was screaming.
Not
so.
surprised.
He probably actually would have changed his sound. You think? I might have
Probably.
asked you that in the interview, but do you think he would have like evolved his sound?
Well, I think he was just done with music and the whole industry at that point. Well, which is probably why he offed himself. But hopefully for his sake, he would have done something different.
really should have done
stuff. I feel he would do.
I got Chappelle and just moved to Bahamas.
Yeah,
That was
Just
like,
get away from it.
he
You
should've-
gotta get away
Africa,
from it.
baby.
He should have just drunkenly just like gone online and been like, I'm buying tickets. I'm going to Bermuda.
Gone
Woke up-
online. We didn't do
woke
that
up
back
hungover
then.
the next day and like, oh.
Then heroin
All right,
happens.
he'll like go on his pager. I don't know. What did you do in the 90s? He
Oh,
went on his
yeah.
fax machine and faxed it from Bermuda.
Yeah, we faxed in
Needs
the
a
90s. That's what we
reservation
did.
for
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, it sucks though because you really like you portrayed his voice really well, Mike. Wait, like I might have mentioned it before, but you
Thank you.
did a good
It is
job.
impressive.
And Nick on the bass lines, it was just the trifecta was happening.
It
here.
was fun playing with Mike. Mike is one of the best drummers I've ever played with.
He's
so.
an intense punk drummer.
Yeah.
Like really
Super
fucking
tight. Always tight.
Yeah, especially his butthole.
Yeah, tight.
I would say
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. All right, so next question I got for you. So that band broke up. How did Nerve Damage actually form? How did that start about?
I met Nick, and then we were jamming in his basement. And he's like, "Oh, I know a guy who plays." And Mike came over, and then we
For
started playing.
you guys out there, when they
We actually came to my basement and we were just jamming for a little, and we liked
when they
Ben's
hold
stuff.
on, when they say jamming, they mean playing music.
Playing Ben's
Go on.
music, and we
Gotcha.
liked Ben's music, and we picked it up really easily, and it was fun.
You bothered me a lot to jam.
Yeah.
You were like, "Yo, come to my basement shows." I'm like, "I've met you once." And then,
Oh, fuck you. I knew who you were.
It's always a struggle getting
and
people
I
shows.
went, and I played drums like once, and it was not good. But I was like, I know a drummer that I could play bass, and
Yeah.
then that kind of worked out. Which was
Yeah, it was good.
We
Yeah,
talked
interesting.
to the-
Interesting. You all,
Wow.
for the most
I knew
part,
you were
are
gonna like me.
multi instrumental
I think you
people.
push
You
it.
know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
the eye contact.
I'm like that guy that's like, come on, go on a date with me. But like secretly, I know you love me.
Yeah.
Aw,
Just the
it's
feeling
that
was
moment
there.
right now they're having on the show, man.
It's that eye contact.
Because you got Nick playing. You
Nick
know, you
wants
play
to fuck
bass
me.
and guitar, which we'll get into in a section.
Weird
And then
sexual
Mike, you
tension.
play drums and you play
I play
guitar.
all three.
That's
He
pretty
plays
cool, man.
guitar.
The bass.
Oh, you
is
play
where
bass?
it's at,
I
yeah.
play bass too.
Oh,
So.
that's awesome.
We
man.
all
You
love
guys-
the bass guitar.
You guys all do three things.
We-
So since you're actually getting to my next question, man, what is your musical background? Like, how did you get into like playing
I don't
music?
know.
and
I
stuff?
played trombone for like 6 years in band, but I didn't really like the music. I didn't really understand it, and I didn't like the people in band. So then I picked up the guitar, and I liked it way better. It was way more fun.
Mm.
And like, yeah, and I just started writing music like 4 years ago.
Really, that's only been that recently.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
it mostly started like after me and this girl broke up, and then like I just like got into music really hard and started writing all the time, and I've written like hundreds of songs, and
Mm.
like now like if you write like 200-300 songs, like a good like
You get used to
20
it.
or 30 of them are gonna be good, you know.
Yeah. Awesome. What else? You want to ask a question, Mark? You interested?
You guys ever think about putting trombone in your songs?
Absolutely.
Or do you?
To some
I
extent,
fucking
not-
want to play trombone. I gotta get back to that. I have a trumpet. But I gotta bring that back. We have sax in our songs. We have a really good sax player named Dean, and he just fucking rips it up. And we're actually gonna start recording an album with Larry Flatley in the middle of January, and we're gonna have sax on it. It's gonna be like it's
Yeah,
gonna be good.
maybe we'll throw some other instruments in there, like trombone on some of the parts. We have horns,
Yeah.
but we haven't really worked it out yet.
Dean has that cool synthesizer thing. that
Alright,
he had
anyway,
done.
yeah.
You don't
Next
want to get too
question.
electric, I guess, huh?
Next
Too
question.
electronic, I should say.
Well,
We
yeah.
never know.
Yeah. Well,
Who knows?
Who knows what direction?
it seems like you're gonna
We
be
play a lot
branching
of
into ska
genres,
music
so-
then, huh?
We'll
You-
sell
Well, we
it.
play like a lot of different genres.
Yeah, I heard that, man. And then I will talk about that as well. So when you played your first show, when was it? And did you guys suck at all? Like, how did
When
this
did
first
we-
show
I think
go?
we played my basement.
Your basement was the first show.
probably,
Yeah.
and we kind of sucked.
When was that?
Yeah,
Like,
we messed up.
Oh no, we played fucking the West Tavern.
That was the
Westbrook
first
Tavern.
show.
was the
Westbrook
first show.
Tavern. No,
Okay.
yeah, we actually
In
did pretty
Boundbrook.
good. Actually,
Mm.
it was pretty good. I was
see,
impressed.
that goes to show you just constantly practicing, which I assume you practice like relentlessly.
We
and
made
then
changes that we needed to over time after listening to how people react to our songs and what we
Yeah.
think about them.
What
Like
I
Ben's
hate-
always looking to change,
Yeah.
make
Mm.
better changes to our music. So.
Yeah, kind of like constantly rewriting like our songs. Like the songs that we had like a year ago, like sound like kind of some of them sound completely fucking different than the same songs today.
Rewriting all the time.
All the time.
Are you like mostly the brainchild of the band, Ben, or do they put their 2 cents
I mean,
in?
he writes all the music,
Okay.
but we help him out,
Yeah.
try to make it better.
Okay.
Do what we can.
Like me and Nick kind of like brainstorm on like all the bass ideas, and then Mike, I don't know too much about drums. Like,
Yeah,
So
he,
Mike-
he gives me the song, and I have to come up with
he
something
kind of
that
has to
sounds
come.
good
He's
to it.
fucking amazing drummers though, so it doesn't even matter.
Okay. I definitely can hear that in the sound. Marcus, this is your first. Have you ever heard their band before?
No.
You're gonna be surprised tonight, man. It's gonna put them on the pedestal a little bit. What their sound is basically they're saying they're a combination I wrote down in between like punk, like kind of like a garage rock, which is like up Mark's alley. A little bit of country western folk in there, and definitely you got some hardcore in there as well. Do you guys find it easy to like blend all that together, or is that like something you have to like think about? All right, I want this song to sound like this. I want this song to sound like that.
I kind of like I don't know. I listen to like a lot of genres, so I don't know. It just kind of like how it comes out. Like sometimes I'll write something as like a punk song, and then it's like maybe what if this was groovier? What if I turn off all the distortion and I play this acoustically? You know, every song's different, but I like changing it up for every song. You know, I like being able to have funk songs and blues songs and punk songs, and like, having to totally change because I like listening to all those genres. So.
Yeah.
I remember a couple times you would show us a song, and then me and Mike would just jam to it, and you'd be like, "That's good, completely different than what I was thinking about it, but that will work that out."
Yeah. So yeah.
That's good. That's good, man.
Interesting.
Yeah, we like to mess around.
Yeah.
Nothing's definite.
Yeah. Whatever sounds good, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way bands should do, man. And then speaking of the hardcore thing I mentioned, is the one song I want to talk about like in length is the song "Car Sex,"
Oh yeah.
which has like a Black Flag sound to it. Like if you
say?
remember like Black Flag with the
Yeah,
Henry
man.
Rollins like
Yeah,
Rise
of course.
Above,
I love
like
Henry.
the chorus stuff like that. Yeah. How did you like write the lyric? What the lyrics like inspired the lyrics to that song?
Dude, I wrote that shit like in high school on a napkin. Like that is my like oldest song. I don't
I'm
even
all
know
thinking
where
this
that
song
came
is
from.
something deep, and it's like, I was just like 14
No,
when
it's
I wrote
about
it.
cars having sex.
Not
like,
car sex. Two cars having
sex. It's not about having sex. It's about
It's
like
like
a
the-
car like
it's-
fucking another car.
Okay, it's like
And
the movie
you're
Cars
stuck-
Disney, the
you're
R-rated
stuck
version.
in a car, and then your car comes to life, and then fucks another car. That's what the song's
And
about.
you're like, help me! I'm trapped in this vehicular
Oh,
It's like
onslaught of
sexual
sex.
and sci-fi at the same time.
Personal story.
that sounds like a movie right there, you guys. You guys should be right. Hollywood listing should write that kind of film.
It'll be like the Centipede, kind of, but like cars.
Real nightmare. What kind of cars
And
would
we
it
can
be
sell
having
on
sex
sex
though?
appeal too.
I
What-
think
what-
the Jetta is mentioned somewhere.
Yeah,
in the
that
lyrics.
is mentioned.
Would like the Lamborghini be like the car that every
I mean,
female car wants to get with?
I
Or
think the user can come up with what car is doing the fucking, but the Jetta is getting fucked.
Yeah, the Jetta is definitely taking it up the tailpipe, to say
Yeah.
the least.
Yeah.
taking up the tailpipe. Come on, Dave, give him that. Drummer
love
sleeping
Dave.
over there. But
He's the new Questlove, I feel like.
yeah,
Dave Grohl's
we
on
got
the up
we
and
gotta
up.
get
I know he's the
Questlove
new
on. We gotta
face,
get
but, like,
Questlove
he's
on the
up
show
and up.
one day. What do you? Yeah, Questlove got to do drums on the show one
That's
day.
the next step.
Car sex to me. Have you guys ever had it like without car, like the way we think of it? You guys didn't even have some good car sex stories that involve you and your penis inside another human while you're inside a car?
Is that another human, or
Yeah.
or more
I've
specifically?
stuck my penis inside of things in cars.
Okay.
Like, you know, the
okay, man.
upholstery.
That's what I want to get into. This is the hard hitting questions right
I don't
there.
know. I have a
Your
coupe.
greatest car sex stories. Go,
I-
Nick.
I don't have any.
Oh
No,
man.
Pretty good one.
No, I have a coupe, so all the car sex I've had has been very uncomfortable
Sounds
and terrible.
awful. ain't making no babies in there.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
Some
It's,
weird.
it's bad.
babies
It's
with, like,
sweaty. It's not good.
one arm and shit.
It's not good.
They're gonna come
You
out
don't
with
got a
some
lot of room at all.
There's
disfigured.
no room in that car. It's bad.
Nah, it was one time I was getting head on the road and the fucking tire blew out. I swear, I was driving and like I heard something. I thought everything was fine. Like 30 seconds later, I was like, I gotta check this out. And the whole tire, dude, like it wasn't even like the tire like had a leak or it just blew out. Like the whole fucking tire, like twisted metal, like fucking like the inside of the tire is just like all like metal like interweaving, and it was all fucking twisted around each other and like ripped into shreds, like hundreds of pieces. It was crazy. I don't know how the fuck I didn't hit anything. I didn't hit anything.
Your tire was cock blocking you. That's basically what it was.
Yeah, like a
cock
mega
blocking tires.
cock block. It was fucked
That's the
up.
sequel to the car sex song.
Yeah, I set that car on fire.
Yeah, man, like,
After
have you
fucking
ever
it.
have you ever had roadhead while she was driving though? I'm trying to get that to happen.
While she was driving?
Yeah, I'm trying to get that to happen at some point.
I guess
Not yet, but I have my ideas of how it
you
will
would
work.
have to
Wait, you
control
have
the
to
car.
direct.
Yeah,
And
you got it. You got it.
Are you using the steering wheel? and
No,
she's-
she's driving.
She's
driving
driving
and giving me
Oh,
head.
How'd
dude,
she
that's
see though?
100.
I tell her, I'm like, left.
I guess in reality, like your penis would have to be like over 1.5 feet long so she can see over the dashboard.
But that ain't gonna happen. Obviously, she's got to lean down, and I have to direct.
I mean, they sell
Or you
Okay.
could stand up or do some sort of handstand so you're just right in her face.
I think the
and she can
handstand
see
work. I
everything.
think if you put your head on the pillow,
so that she's kind of like
Pillow.
over
On the
here
seat?
out of
Okay.
her
The pillow on
peripheral,
the
she can
seat,
see
whatever.
forward. I think that's the best way
You
to
got
do it.
those smart cars now. You can figure it out.
That's no fun though.
I guess,
you
man.
can set
Yeah.
up like a
It's not
harness
the
from the
risk.
ceiling.
I don't want to put on cruise control. That's
Yeah.
bullshit. You know.
Yeah, that's cheating.
Yeah,
That's
I
for
want.
cheaters.
Let me know out there. You guys can email us. Have you ever had roadhead while she was driving or he was driving or whatever?
Or try it out. See
Yeah.
if you can do it.
And make sure so you survive so you can actually email
If
us.
the advertisements online are true, then you can have any size penis you want for
For like $29.99 a month. Or some
3
shit.
payments.
Yeah.
Speaking
4
of
feet.
speaking of like blowjobs, let me like stroke your ego some more. So I read that you guys made the Odysseys Online's list of the 10 local bands you need to listen to right now in 2016.
Listen to us right now.
Were
in
you
2016.
surprised when you made that list?
You got like a month left.
We were surprised when we heard that list was
I don't
a
know
thing,
where it came
think,
from. I
or
didn't-
where it
I-
came from or how they heard us in
I
the
was
first
getting
place.
emails after the EP came out from like sources that I don't even know where they were from. Like, you got on these awards, or like you're on this radio show, and it's like, what?
But we'll take it. We always
I
appreciate
didn't reach out to
being
them.
on there,
It was just
obviously.
really cool. Yeah.
It's not like
People just
your
found
music.
us
Your music
somehow.
is nothing to like shake a stick at. Whatever you kids are saying nowadays, it's really good. Like so, I mean, you guys seem like you do it so flawlessly, and the way you're talking now, you're like, oh, I didn't know there was a list. I like the humbleness. I love it. You know.
We're not trying to be humble. Don't worry. We're,
You know,
we're
you just-
total-
you just-
we're just assholes.
I
Bunch of
honestly
assholes over
just
here.
don't know.
Clueless assholes.
I can't wait till when you guys like two
Don't
things
worry.
I'm expecting by
I know
this
we're
time
not.
next year.
Led Zeppelin.
I'm expecting like this. I'm obviously expecting the world to go to shit with the new president. Also, two other
Punk
things.
music, though.
I'm expecting good music, punk. I'm expecting like not only our podcast to be the hugest
One
thing ever,
maybe.
but you guys to be just as big from what you guys are playing, basically.
I hope so. We're
Hopefully.
always trying to just play to new
I
people.
really hope this
Yeah.
this fucking album, like, dude, I think it's gonna be good.
We're gonna work hard on the upcoming stuff.
I really hope it blows your fucking mind.
Yeah. Nick, man, you've been kind of quiet over there, so I got to talk to you.
What's
Nick,
up? Hi.
Nick over here.
Mike's holding
Nick,
the microphone.
We try to not have Nick talk because he gets us in trouble a lot.
I do.
He actually
Yeah.
does get. He's gotten us into trouble like a lot of times.
Yeah.
Terrible communication.
Not like big trouble,
Bro, it's like
just
the
like little
pseudo
things.
sarcastic.
I'm very sarcastic, and a lot of people don't get it.
Really sarcastic.
And
say
then-
some sarcastic jokes on this next one.
Uh,
Sarcastically answer this next question, man.
okay.
You actually are the new guitarist for Chernobyl Disaster.
No, I didn't want to talk about this. All
Don't
right.
talk about that.
So that was sarcasm, right? I didn't want to talk about
I didn't want.
that.
I didn't though.
I'm so not into talking about that stuff.
I'll answer a question.
They're
about
cool.
that.
They're good friends. We love those kids. They're pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
They're the homies.
Oh, this is
They're
a
like
hot
the
button, really?
Desico's homies.
You seem
Huh?
happy at the show you played.
No, yeah. Well, I mean, you're playing a show. You're playing in front of people. It's. I'm not saying it's an act. Is like over exaggerated. I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Nick. All right, Nick's just gonna fucking say some stupid shit.
No, I'm not. Okay.
No disrespect
What
to
do you
whoever
want?
you're saying. I was just saying, like,
always-
being in two bands, is that
Mike's
difficult
just
for
laughing
you? That
over
was my
here.
question.
Nick just always
No,
picking himself into a
it's-
hole.
It's fun. It's fun. It seems it's like a side thing for both of us, for them and us, because they're working on another band right now that's sounding really, really good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward
Oh,
to that. What's
the
their name again?
Mr. Punks you're talking about?
No,
No, something
it's
else.
they don't have a name now. I think they're going by. I don't even know if I should mention
Because
this.
it's Mike on
really a
drums
name.
and Dan on bass and
Yeah,
Anthony on
it's
guitar,
basically
right?
Chernobyl minus
I like
me and
that.
some
They're
other
fucking
guy,
so good at
and
those
They added
instruments.
Chris.
they added this guy named Chris.
But-
Super good.
I've
Yeah,
never
they
met him.
They
but-
might
is that
change
Chris
the name,
Belushi?
so we
I
don't
met-
want
I
to give
met
a
him
name
once.
yet. But
yeah.
they're good friends friends of ours, and you'll see them around in the Raritan area definitely.
Yeah, so Chernobyl seems to
can't
be
wait for
more of
that.
just like a fun, all friends getting together once in a blue moon kind of thing. So
You
they're
learn the song-
focusing
yeah.
on this. I'm focusing on this.
Well,
Yeah,
you learned the
exactly.
songs easily at that show. They played the actual Halloween show I went to.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were doing a great job, just as
I did all right. Yeah.
as the Cat in the Hat. You were
I
killing
like
it.
Yeah.
watching Chernobyl.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just a fun thing.
They have
but-
some real hype fucking covers.
yeah,
Like when they play
yeah,
Rancid and stuff, it's good.
yeah.
Yeah, especially you doing a good job, man.
But this has been the main thing for the past year since we started, and I barely played bass when I first started. And
That's true.
These two are both bassists.
He didn't want to play bass,
Which I don't know why you're really good at it, especially that Nirvana band you were in.
but I kind of threw it at him. He was like, "Oh, bass is so easy," because he listens to like a lot of '90s grunge and stuff. And I was
Super
like,
easy
"Nah,
90s
dude, you're gonna
grunge.
have the hardest parts in the whole band.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
wait." And I threw, and it's fucking really hard for him.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
really difficult.
But Ben
But
is
I love it.
super talented, and then when we get together, I'll throw some bass lines, and he'll throw some bass lines, and it's like I didn't think of that. Let's try that. And lately, it's been we combine both bass.
Yeah, it's
lines.
nice because he plays
sound
shit that
really
doesn't make
good.
any sense, which is good.
Yeah.
Because I never think of the stuff that he plays.
and vice versa. So this has been like the main thing for the past year, and I'm liking bass a lot more than I did when just doing the Nirvana thing, because that was just bass notes. This is
Yeah.
more like
Playing like Smell Like Teen
Yeah,
Spirit wasn't too hard
He
for
runs
you,
the songs.
you know?
Like we'll write
Yeah.
the songs like on bass first a lot of times.
yeah, it's true.
All right, you guys. Anyone want to? Actually, one more question before I do these beer refills. Let's talk about like you were talking about you're putting out a new album
Yeah,
this next year.
18 songs, pretty sure.
Okay. So right now, if you
Good.
guys, you got the EP.
Oh, yeah.
You got
Yeah.
the
Car-
single Car
Car
Sex,
Sex.
and you got the
demo.
basement stuff with you playing
Yeah, the basement
acoustic stuff. So
Yeah,
and all that shit is like fucking amazing for like what for as underground as you guys are. Especially what's the first song on the
Demo?
free EP
the free EP is
Not in
Not in
Control.
Control.
that pulls you right in, man.
Yeah,
And Wanderlust has a great for you guys being so young. You guys have a great cover of that Scooby Doo song on there.
Oh, thank you.
It
Thanks.
actually sounds like it came from the '70s. Like you pull that Flower Child style into that whole song. But yeah, pick up that.
That was
listen-
fun recording that because that was all live recordings that we did up in the Poconos with the friends.
Mm.
So some friends of ours. Shout outs to Stitch.
yeah. Shout out to Stitch and Glenn. They
Yeah.
really like helped us out.
Logic Pause Records.
Yeah, go look
Studios.
up Logic Pause Studios.
It was a
Band
lot of fun
records.
doing that. We just stayed up all night. We had from like 8 p.m. 2 nights in a row, 8 p.m. until as long as we could go, and we stayed up till like 5 both mornings, just working on
It was good, man.
everything. It was a lot.
Everything's really good, man. I'm really excited to hear your new album coming out. I guess you have a date yet, or
Oh, we don't
Hell
have for
no.
not for coming out.
Hell no.
For when
Okay.
it's starting. Probably the summer.
It'll be a
Summer
while.
2016.
We want to take our
summer 2016?
2017.
We're going back in time.
2017.
we want to take our time and make sure it's good before we
Yeah.
start saying stuff like
Awesome.
that. But
So in the meantime, any tours coming up?
Nope.
nope,
tour.
album's the most
Album.
important thing
Album's
for us.
everything.
We might be playing some shows here and there. You can check us out on Facebook.
We'll have an
post-
album. We'll have
Okay,
an
so
album
when's the
release
next
tour.
show then?
We're playing December 30th actually at the walkout in Ben's basement. It's gonna be sick.
Let's get literally everybody there
No,
and
let's not
just
do that.
get so many people in
It's not-
Ben's
there's already gonna be
basement.
like it's gonna be packed as fuck.
Oh, wait,
no
so
matter
there's,
what.
get
there's already
more
a
people.
cutoff? You can't go now? It's already
Never
sold out,
a cutoff.
basically?
Yeah, there's gonna be like once there's like 60 people, it's like maxed out.
We'll fit them outside.
All right, you guys get there early. Where is it at, actually?
Well,
You don't want to give the whole...
It's in Bridgewater.
Bridgewater?
You got to message the
Yeah,
band
message
page
their
for.
manager Ben.
All right.
We can't just have everyone.
Yeah,
showing up.
or if
no
not...
personal
If
addresses.
not, you just in your Bridgewater, just listen for the music when you hear it.
It's
go-
gonna be good. We have our friends Stereo Joe and the
Double Negatives to
who are
both
amazing.
really talented.
Go to where the spotlights are shining in the sky. That's where it's
yeah, I
gonna be,
should
right?
get Stereo Joe or Double Negatives up in here. They're good.
They're amazing
You guys will
bands.
love 'em.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the one and only Nerve Damage. Thank you.
reality seems to splinter apart. Gears squeal with ecstasy. Please help me, I'm a detainee. Call sex, this submachine, deadly greens. Call sex, nothing miles an hour towards these ravine. Call sex, gotta think fast, kick out the glass. Call sex, drive head first and aim for the grass. Call sex. I was minding my own business when you came in to view. You had a da brothers. I think they were blue. Scarred off gawk in your pockets, but I don't believe when the feeling feels right. I've no idea how to start conversing with you. Can we just talk about Led Zeppelin and who? Can we just share what we see when we look inside? We wanna run and know where we're going, cause I know that you ain't like the rest. Standing with the sun trying to escape my chest. Wish that I hadn't smoked so much yet. Sounding makes space sounds like cardiac arrest. Slipping, I'm tripping over my thoughts. This is my melter under pressure. I'm lost when I step in your direction. I got lead in my feet. When I open my mouth, I pop it talk like a creep. Cause she's so fun. Yeah, she's so fun. Yeah, she's so fun. How do I make her mine? She gives me lockjaw. She gives me lockjaw. She gives me lockjaw. She gives me lockjaw. I'm hungry, then it's all your fault. Tiptoeing through the snow, we seek the tin on the beat. Dare to do the proper psychedelic speech. Friends to the elix, she knew I was in. She wanted to teach me there was a girl out there the way I care. Once I end my job, I'm sure I'll have something to say. All learn English for the first time today. Can bump some of the face to win your affection. I like the way you heart, can you pass me directions? Don't understand the tracks, obligation contracts. Randy must come out the box, big rack to the max. I don't know my pen, turn the autopilot. Just remember to breathe out your tone blue and violet. Yeah, so do I make you awkward? Cause I think I'm breaking down. Do I make you awkward? Cause I think I'm breaking down. Do I make you awkward? Cause I think I'm breaking down. I hope I make you awkward. And if I make a sound, you make me lockjaw. You make me lockjaw. You make me lockjaw. You make me lockjaw. I'm awkward, it's all your fault. So do I make you awkward? Cause I think I'm breaking down. Do I make you awkward? Cause I think I'm breaking down. Do I make you awkward? Cause I think I'm breaking down. Hope I make you awkward. Cause can't even make a sound. You make me lockjaw. You make me lockjaw. Yeah. You make me lockjaw. You make me lockjaw. It's all your fault. No welcome to you and there's no backing out when your boy comes full of share mouth to mouth. Damn. Warm my body ceases just for a moment. But one day I'll be back to get my heart cause you stole it. And you give me lockjaw.
Come on, man. Give it up for the neighborhood cameras. Thank you. That was really good, man.
Aren't we supposed to say thank you?
Oh, you can say thank you for playing.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you for playing for us, man. That was really good. So, I'm yelling into this thing. I'm sorry. We're gonna reset everything up real quick, but before we do that, can you guys tell us where people can get in touch with you, everything like that, and hear your music?
Nerve Damage Facebook, also Nerve Damage Bandcamp, nervedamageband.bandcamp.com. Facebook.com/nervedamage2. Hook us up. We also got an Instagram, Nerve Damage. Look us up. We're up there, man.
Word up, man. Word up.
Spread the nerve damage.
All right, so let's, with no further ado, let's get to some music news now. And I picked two stories that you guys would probably be excited to hear about, being a local punk band. So I was like, I'm sorry, there's a lot of things going on in the world, you guys, but I thought this story would be hit home with all of them. First up, I got this first story from punknews.org, and it says the child of a rich parents burns $6 million in punk artifacts.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
And let me tell you guys out here what happened. In response to the punk's 40th anniversary in England creating a government-sponsored history of punk exhibit, Joe Corll, son of Sex Pistols manager Malcolm McLaren and fashion designer Vivienne Westwood, set $6 million worth of punk memorabilia on fire near Buckingham Palace. Items include were the rare Sex Pistols Ace Tads. My wife actually told me how to say that word. Is it Ace Tads?
Can I see it? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's like Ace and then Tads, but she said it's
Is it Aztec?
Acetate.
acetates. That's a weird word, but
It's like what they make.
Sounds
Like,
pretty punk.
yeah, so punk. Sounds pretty. And so they
it's
burn
like
it.
tape,
It's like
film.
acetates. Burn the rare Sex Pistol acetates, the Sid Vicious doll used in the front of the Some Products interview album, clothing worn by the band during their original run, and dozens of other items. And days earlier, Core put acetate of Anarchy in the UK on eBay with the reserves of a £1 million purchase, and stated that if the item sold, he would donate the money to charity. When the bidding stalled at £62,000, he decided to not sell the stuff, and for that amount, and immediately set it on fire as well. The whole event will be part of the documentary that he is releasing, which will follow the 40 days up to the burning. Now, what do you guys think? Is it a publicity stunt, or he really has some anger towards it?
I don't really care.
Okay, that's so punk.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
I don't know, man. I don't think any of us really like the Sex Pistols.
You gotta get
or any
closer,
of that
Mike.
I don't think any of us really listen to the Sex Pistols or care about that
I
stuff.
listen to them. I just don't really like
Yeah,
them.
they're.
What don't you like about them? Being that they basically are the forerunners. I mean, obviously the Ramones are before them, but they're the first of like that style, that attitude, I should say, of
I
punk
think
rock.
their attitude is fucking badass. I just don't want to actually like listen to their music.
Wow, the youth of today, man.
I don't care.
Brutal.
Even if it was like someone I did listen to, just like I don't know, it's memorabilia. Who cares? Not like they're fucking destroying like ancient shrines and shit.
It's just some clothes.
It's like some vinyls.
What more punk can
well, I
you
think
get?
that's I think that's supposed to be his point for burning this stuff, is like because there is an industry around like punk memorabilia, and punk has become, I think, especially in England, because it was such an era there.
I'm surprised he
that-
cares so much.
Well, because he's like the son of, like, he was probably
I don't.
all in that shit as a kid.
Based
It's
on
like,
what I didn't hear all those facts. Based on what you just said, it sounds like he didn't get enough money for the stuff and was like, "Fuck you, people."
well,
I'm burning it.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so when you read it, that to me was
That's
like,
what it said, yeah.
oh, that sounds like a little rich boy.
Yeah, exactly.
Documentary. It might be set up for a documentary.
Yeah.
Because I read stuff before. I think what he said, his statement was like, this is an anti-statement against, the.
But then making a documentary about it, that's not punk. So
Yeah.
now I
Yeah.
don't like this fucker.
I mean,
Fuck
this
this dude,
is
I
like
don't
what
know.
I said.
Nice,
when,
you went from not caring to actually
fuck
caring.
This dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
On record, I still don't give a fuck.
This is like when we talked about CBGB's becoming an airport bar.
Right.
It's like that shit died so long ago. Like, there was a point where the Met had an exhibit where they had like the bathroom from CBGB's recreated, and like a studded jacket, like a punk collection, and I saw it and it was real weird and stupid. And it's like, I agree with the statement if that's what he's trying to do, of like, this is like, people are trying to make money off of it, but this is just clothes and bullshit that doesn't really mean anything. I could get behind that, but the fact that you said he tried to sell it first and didn't get enough money and then was like, fuck it.
It makes it seem a lot less genuine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so that was the first topic, but
Did you ever see Johnny Rotten's butter commercials?
No.
There's like commercials from London where he's like selling butter.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's
I
like,
probably-
don't settle for the Queen's butter. Like, it's pretty good.
I like figured he was gonna be like heating it in a spoon and like I only use
Yeah.
That's pretty much what
General
it is.
V's high grade butter.
Yeah,
When
YouTube
I
that
lube up
shit.
my veins.
All right, you guys. Next topic I got is from thehardtimes.com, and I figured you guys being in a band will relate to this story.
All right.
Now, actually, I'll just read what actually went down.
I fucking love the hard times. They're just so good.
All right, so this happened in Chicago. This band named Swamp Stump, the drummer's name is Logan Stones, discovered a text message following his set on Thursday night reading, "What time are you playing?" Sent from a longtime acquaintance, full 46 minutes before the regular time of the band's playing. And then he said, "I totally sent that dude a Facebook invite." And then it says, "You can see he viewed the invite. I even posted the lineup and sent an order earlier today on Instagram, and he liked the photo. What's this guy's deal?" Now, the person they're talking about is this guy's name is Jack Murphy, who is known Stone for a number of years, but has never seen any of his bands play, inquires frequently about shows, but never goes to them.
This is getting pretty deep into this.
Every
story.
time I run into them, every time I run into him, he asks when the next show is and says how he really needs to make it to one of our shows one of these days. I saw him at this same venue a week ago for the Simpsons trivia night, so it's not like he can't get here. Why does he even ask? Now, I figure you guys have run into people saying they'll come to your show and they don't show up. And Mark, you actually were in a band before, so I figured with this story I've got was you can relate to people flaking. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
point of the story.
Totally.
Um,
I play guitar.
So actually, he says there's one occasion where Stone's friend Murphy almost attended the show. He told me he was coming for sure. Then he texted me 5 minutes before and my set and asked if he can get him, his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's friend in for free, and if dogs were allowed in
What
the
are we
venue.
listening to?
Huh?
What is this?
Isn't this all made up anyway?
I guess it's hard times.
What do you mean? I gotta.
Hard
it's not
times
true.
is the onion for punk.
Ah, burn.
You
I didn't-
You just got wrecked.
I
read
got
all the
wrecked.
Hard
Thank
Times.
you,
It's
guys.
literally just the onion
You got
for
a
punk.
Rickroll
It's
button
fucking
on
amazing. You should read all of them.
But you know what I'm gonna actually do?
For the record,
I'm gonna say you're reading my mind.
Yeah.
Even though this is not true,
it's not true, but
this happens all the time.
I don't really care. Like, if
Damn,
people
it's
don't
not
want to
true.
come to our, if people don't want to come to our shows, I just hope we can make the music better so that they do want to come to our shows.
You gotta prove the haters wrong.
Oh, well, they're not haters. They're actually from this made-up article. This is actually a person's friend that said he was going to a show. Do you have friends that ever said they're coming to shows and they don't come?
I'd usually rather have
Those are pretty good friends though.
friends not show up.
How
I feel
so?
like I'd rather play to strangers.
Playing
Because then you feel
strangers
like,
is fun.
because when
It's
you
fun.
play to new people, then they give you actual genuine feedback. You don't have just
Yeah.
like the same friends that come
That's
to the
true.
same shows over.
It is nice
I feel like-
though to have friends you haven't seen in a while.
Well,
to
yeah.
come out every once in a blue.
But it's
moon
totally
to
understandable when your friends can't come to every show. We play a
Yeah.
decent amount. It's not like we expect people to come to our shows,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
that just sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, obviously, since it's a made-up
someone
article.
leading you
On
on.
a totally side note,
Relatable, though.
talking about playing to strangers and how they give you feedback and stuff. I wish we got more constructive criticism. People don't want to criticize anybody.
We like criticism.
And if they
Yeah.
do
We wanna
criticize
know.
people, like it's like the far right, like people far out there just being like, "You fucking suck."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like that
That's not
that doesn't
useful.
help me.
That's
in
not
any way.
constructive at all.
It's really useful when like I have to pry out of somebody. Like, what don't you like?
And
Tell me what the
about
fuck you don't
it?
like.
What about the
it?
song?
What song? What about the song? Fucking tell me. And even
Yeah.
if they're just like that song, I can be like, all right, and I can try to analyze that song, try to make it better. It's really hard to just.
Do you
get
actually
someone-
weigh like the negative comments versus the positive? If one person liked the song, will you change it for that reason, or do you not care about one person's opinion?
No, we're not going to change it just based on one person. But
Try
it-
stuff out.
if we hear where someone's coming from, we'll definitely try
Yeah.
something.
And it's very common that people will not like a lot of songs and like a lot of their artist songs just because they're so different. So like, it doesn't really bother me.
Negative comments are more important than positive.
Yeah,
Nah,
positive
because
comments
everyone's
don't
got
really
an
do much.
opinion, a negative one. Dave, man, you didn't actually. That was a joke. That whole article was a joke. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. I was just kidding,
Dave
you guys.
coming in clutch.
I knew that wasn't real the whole time. All right, man.
I really
feel-
thought that was like a bit at first.
Me too.
Because you're like, this is from the hard times. I'm like, that's a fake site.
Yeah.
Like that's
And
none
then
of
you
this
kept
would
going,
be real.
You went too long. It was just too much, and I
Wow.
was like, oh no.
I gotta really fact check.
Wasn't there one about a dog going to a party?
Yes. No. Dog
Dog
steal
steal
show at local punk bands, and then we went to a show in New Brunswick, and there was a dog in the attic, and everyone was petting the dog. No one was listening to the music. It
So
was amazing.
the article I read about, like, you know, a
very
crowd
nice
surfer,
article.
a crowd
That's very
surfer getting
true.
eaten by a shark was not true.
Not
That
true.
was true.
Okay.
Probably not.
There was a
That's a
shark in the
article.
actual crowd eating people because he was surfing.
Those land sharks.
Those crowd
Shark.
sharks.
Don't go to Arkansas.
Yeah. Oh well. Live and learn, you right, you guys. All right. So I guess we can get into some music reviews now. Now, if you guys do not mind, if you want to hang back, we'll bring you up in each after each review. If you guys want to hang out longer and tell us what you think of each band, blah blah blah, or artist.
Are you gonna be playing their music?
No, unfortunately, we don't want to get sued because we put the stuff on YouTube and they block everything that's not
they're the
copyrighted
worst.
or is copyrighted. So.
Corporations and shit.
Hopefully we can put your stuff on our website on our YouTube channel and it doesn't get flagged.
Yeah, we're not gonna see you.
Okay, thank you. All right, so hang back on the couch.
Nick
we'll
doesn't
bring
have
you up
any
in a
power.
once
Don't
a
listen to Nick.
I have no opinion.
month. Okay, Mark,
It's,
I feel stupid.
it's okay. Just breathe.
Okay,
It's okay. We've all been there. We've all been.
we've
faked
all
out.
read The Onion and thought it was real, huh?
Yeah.
We all watched Weekend Update and thought it was real news, huh?
I just want to know, like, okay, I guess it was for the band, so
Mm.
I'm just like, where's the news part of that? Like, some dude fucking Instagram post or something. Like, that's. I was curious as to what. That's why I
I
just.
thought it came from news. I thought it was actual news, but I was wrong. Oh well. So, you live and learn, you know. That's how it goes.
It's true. Alanis Morissette told me that.
She told you.
You live, you learn.
All right, you guys are waiting anxiously, so here we go. Metallica, first review of the night. Their new album, Metallica's album called Hardwire to Self-Destruct. Yeah. Can I get some metal horns from you,
No,
Anger?
I don't do metal horns.
Okay. Now, this is their 10th album from the band, and it's been 8 years since their last album, Death Magnetic, which has been labeled as their return to form record after the horribly written and horribly produced 2003 album, Saint Anger. Have you heard those two albums, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the documentary and,
Would
and
you
listened to Saint
agree
Anger and
What I just read, that Saint Anger is
Sure.
bullshit and the other one is...
yeah. I
better?
mean, the thing about, I mean, this is gonna go into what I think of this album too.
Be light on it. Don't go too deep, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, Saint Anger is like, you know, there's no fucking guitar solos. They make the snare drum sound like shit. It's like, it's a totally new kind of sound. Plus, they got a new bass player. There's a lot of changes that happened in that album. Growing up, you know, learning to play guitar, I had like a metal guitar teacher. He taught me how to play like Enter Sandman, you know, pretty early on. So I was a Metallica fan as a kid, growing up, and they, you know, I just think they lost it a little bit. That's not to say that they don't still make they make Metallica records now.
Yeah. They got it back with the album 8 years ago. Now,
They know how to do a good Metallica.
before like
impression.
you guys get on Mark out here, he did say they got a new bassist, and people out there are gonna say, Mark, he actually didn't play bass in that Saint Anger album, blah blah blah. Mark knows that. He knows that. But let's clarify. We know that the guy joined the band, and they put out the album, and the actual producer Bob Rock played bass on that Saint Anger album, and it's a shitty album. We understand that. Thank you. Now, Metallica is considered one of the four important founding members of the thrash metal bands movement, along with like Slayer, Anthrax, and Megadeth. And not only did they develop a large underground following in the 80s with the first three albums, they achieved like massive commercial success with the self-titled fifth album in 1991, you know, the Black Album. Everyone talks about that album. Plus, they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2009. So I think this is only fair talking about this record. I really had to listen to it and think about how I felt about it. I don't know if you had to do the same, Mark, but we're going to be really fair with this rating. Now, when the album starts off with the song Hardwire, like fucking thrash metal commences. I really fucking love like the galloping drums, how it begins and it just goes, you know, like that's a fucking banging, like, blistering song. They're
Harkens
firing.
back to an earlier
Yeah.
Metallica.
All cylinders are firing off. James Hetfield's Kurt Hammett they're doing like their fantastic guitar riffs. Lars is like, the drummer is like doing all his like, his percussion, old school Metallica. The song fucking brought me back to like how great they were in the beginning and what I loved about the band. And I don't know if you agree with this, but it kind of reminds me of when I first heard the song Battery from the Master of Puppets album.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just grabs you by the, like, the fucking nuts and, like, it's blistering like metal. Like, just fucking amazing shit. I mean...
All right, so you came like,
I
already
came
at the
instantly
first
as soon as the song started.
Gotcha.
And if you remember from that album, Master of Puppets, it goes right into, like, the title track. So you're getting a good, like, fucking 13 minutes of, like, just blissful metal. Now, we cut to this album, same thing, right? Only 3 minutes for that first song. But, yeah, what'd you think on how it kicks off, man? It's great, right?
Sure. We're still on the first song. Yeah. This album starts strong. I wouldn't say it's Master of Puppets worthy.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd say the first song is definitely it's the single, and it sounds like the single, so
Yeah.
it's catchy, but it's quick and it gets the point across.
Yeah. And man, I never saw a band lose fire so instantly after a first song. So that's why I've been trying to milk this first song so much, because instantly the shit comes to a grinding halt after that first song. And the tempo and overall excitement just instantly leaves after that first fucking track. Now, granted, people are going to argue with me that the next song, which is called Atlas Rise, is not bad.
Yeah.
But it's instantly like, fucking like, we're just going and we just wind out the sails instantly. Now, I'll be honest with you. Things do get back on track a little bit with the fourth song called Moth into Flame. Tempo picks up again, especially for like the pre-chorus, and Kurt does his like great job layering like the lead guitar over that song here and there. Nice double bass drum work peppered throughout. But the brakes pump again right after that song. And then with like the sluggish guitar riffs and uninspiring lyrics on like the track, I'm going to say the song called Dream No More is the perfect example of what I'm talking about.
Well, see, I kind of disagree with you, because I do like
when they slow down.
I like the slower Metallica. I'm a sad but true, wherever I may roam kind of guy.
That's good Metallica. I'm not.
Which is good
about
Metallica,
that.
but this is like, I don't know. You're right in that the album kind of goes downhill.
Mm.
It starts strong and ends just.
You want to know how downhill this
boringly.
shit goes? I'm going to tell you. Like that song I just mentioned.
It's way too long.
That's one thing, but the other problem is Dream No More. Did you actually notice halfway through that song, the music literally stops, so James Hetfield can catch his breath before it starts again? Like the group is literally.
That's not a bad thing.
They're literally as old as they sound. They're that old where they're like, oh, and then it comes back. It's like, wow, man, you guys are fucking old. And that's the biggest problem with the record, besides it being too long, is like when Death Magnetic came out, they were in their mid 40s. So they still have the energy and creativity, which you can hear on that record. Now they're fucking in their 50s. Most likely back pains and arthritis like prevent them from like rocking out and consistently for a 70+ minute album.
See, that's what sucks about this is now we're judging. Yeah, it's long as fuck. It's like 2 discs, right?
It's 2 discs. Each disc
Oh
is
my God.
six tracks.
And it's the second disc pretty much all just sounds like the same song over and over again.
Okay.
Which is what bothered me. It was by the end of it, I was like, this is just the same shit. It's like they found the formula. They realized what Metallica, this is what we can do as Metallica. So let's not try to stretch ourselves at all. Maybe the one time they really tried to do that, or they've tried to do it a couple times. Let's be honest. Okay, like Symphony and Metallica, success. Saint Anger, failure.
Yeah.
And maybe James Hetfield stopped drinking and he stopped doing anything interesting.
Yeah.
And now maybe
Cut his hair.
It's just the Metallica machine going.
It's systematic, really. It's just too long. It's too long, and they're just doing like they're going through the motions. Is what Mark is saying, and the fact that they sound so old when they're playing it. Like I feel like when they they recorded Hardwire, they had to fucking take like a 3-hour nap after it because it's like, oh my god, that was so arduous, playing like a 3-minute like thrash metal song. My god, I'm so old. Speaking of the 70 minutes, the reason why it's so that's 70 minutes because I think Metallica is almost incapable of making a short song. They cannot do it.
Yeah.
Like they got to be 6 to 8 minute epic tracks, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it works on previous albums like in Just for All. They got a lot of long songs. Take for example the song one, fucking what is it like almost 8 minutes long?
Yeah, definitely.
Another song I mentioned earlier is a song called Master Puppets, another 8-minute track. Now what makes that work compared to this album is it's like an epic metal journey. It's like it's going through all the layers. It's and this album it's like the music feels all stagnant and repetitive. Like halfway into the 6-minute track. So to me, it's almost like doing like casual donuts in your neighbor's cul-de-sac, like over and over. It's like it's gonna be familiar, It's nothing exciting about it. Like, would you like agree? Like, is the problem? Like,
it's just
when you
like
make
I said, it's the same song over and over.
Yeah, when you make a long
towards the
song, you should write a song, right? And then look at the time, like, oh shit, it's been 8 minutes. Not like we got to make an 8-minute song. What do we do? And just like start. Oh. That part you did, just do that again and again, and then we'll just like stretch out the outro, and then it's over. Not to say that all the songs sound like that. Like there are some songs that are they don't actually go for like the whole like old school sound. Like I feel like some of the album has like songs that sound like from like the hard rock days, and then when they were like trying to like do covers of like Bob Seger and shit like that. Mm-hmm. You get that heavy hard rock stuff. You get like the stuff that sounds kind of like Until It Sleeps. Mm-hmm. Remember that Load. They got Load stuff on there. So it's like I feel like they're trying to pull from all different eras of their band.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But it doesn't always work, and it's just a lot of it sounds it's repetitive. Like we said, it's repetitive, and it's a little uninspired.
Yeah,
it comes across that way at least.
Yo, sometime I hear a song, like, there's a song on here called Here Comes Revenge, and it sounds like a Slayer, like, opening, and you get excited because they have the good opening, and then it just, like, just softens up right away, like an unerect penis instantly. And plus the fucking lyrics in that song, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, it worked for Lemmy, but you can't fucking do that shit, man. It's just generic fucking vocals from James Hetfield. Speaking of Lemmy, they actually paid tribute to him on the second to last song called Murder One. Do you notice that?
No.
It's actually talking about Lemmy. If you read the lyrics, it's a Lemmy tribute, which I thought was good. And the fucking last song, Spit Out the Bone, it's like fucking 7-minute classic thrash metal to close the fucking record out. So I feel like they bookended this album with like 2 thrash metal songs.
Yeah.
Started and ended. Anything else you want to say before I get my final rating, Mark?
No, not really.
Okay. So you guys are out there probably saying, wait a minute, like, it can't be any worse than like Saint Anger. You're being too hard on this album, Jarrell. And to that I say, similar to like picking the president, it's like picking the lesser two evils. It's like you got one album that was like sound like shit, was redundant, redundant lyrics, Saint Anger. Then you got this album, which is just long and fucking boring, for the most part.
True.
Which is a shame, not only because the last album was such a step in the right direction, but also this one has a great song at the beginning, great song at the end, and then the whole middle of it is just a heaping cloud of like dullness. So I would just say to someone, you should just like listen to the 3 songs that were good. Maybe 4 songs out of the 12 are good songs. But if you want to actually own the record, I wouldn't recommend buying it. And now, here's the problem with the rating I had to think, Mark. I remember you said before you wish there was like a rating in between download this and skip this. Did you say that? And I was teetering. Can we just like a high this or a low that? And I'm like, I don't want to like do that. Commit to something, Jarrell. Commit. So I'm just like, you know what? Skip this album. It's not worth paying for or even hearing. Like, you're gonna hear the I don't know. It's just there's 3 good songs. So I want to tell people you should definitely hear them. They're really good songs. But if you have to pay for it or hear the whole thing, I don't wish that upon my worst enemy.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I guess I have to pick something. I'm gonna say skip it. Sorry.
All right. Well, I mean, I agree with most of your points, though. There is part of me that is nostalgic for Metallica, and there's parts of this album that I think really did work for me in short bursts. You know,
Right.
Like I wish that some of these songs, like the 6-minute songs could have been 4 minutes. You know, but that being said, there was some sweet solos. There was some good, drumming and shit. I don't know. You know, technically they're a fucking amazing band. Like they are the biggest metal band for a reason. You know, and they know how to make songs. I feel like they just kind of stopped knowing how to make like catchier songs that were still metal. Like that was the thing that Metallica was good at. You know, was creating stuff that stuck in your head but was still heavy.
Yeah.
And with this album, it's heavy and it sounds like, oh man, like it's like their old days, but they kind of lost the songwriting part of it. So that's just what lost me. But I think that there is some good stuff on here, and I would say download it. Here's my rating.
I was going to say that, but I actually, if you could notice my notes, I crossed down and I had to commit because I'm like, it's not. I'm saying it's actually better than it really is. It's just I don't want to be like that. So let us know what you think in the comment section if you heard the new Metallica album, if you liked it or hated it. Give us your feedback and also tell us what your rating would be as well. Yeah, let's get the boys up here real quick. Do you guys listen to Metallica at all? Any of you guys like Metallica?
I am Mike Downey.
Hi, Mike Downey.
How's it
Pleasure to
going?
meet you. So
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm trusting you haven't heard the new Metallica album, but
I have not.
What do you think of Metallica in general?
Man.
Megadeth's better.
Yeah.
What he
I agree.
said, but there.
If we had to rate the four albums, that one's better.
They
Yeah.
should have stopped a while ago. They've just become so uninteresting, and I've always hated Lars' drumming. He's just such a bad drummer. Did I mention he's a bad drummer? He's just a bad drummer.
Wait, you heard
bringing the band down.
You heard the song One I mentioned earlier. You didn't like that song when he does that when it comes to that part. You don't like that shit?
Oh, that is. I mean, that's a good song, but that's just the song. He's just following what the guitar's doing. He's not doing anything special. You know, it's not.
I used to do
it's
that
not
on
him.
my
It's
desk
never
in
been
high
him.
school.
It's always been like just James's like kind of style that's cool, and Lars just kind of not being good.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, Lars.
I would recommend you. He actually was our guest drummer on one of our podcasts, but it's not a big deal. I would
He was kind of a
recommend.
dick.
I would recommend that you guys actually listen to his advice more than mine because I think this album is good if you could like be dropped into like a song and then taken out of it, like don't have to sit through a whole song.
Small doses.
Small doses
But if
of
you
the song.
can't get
Good.
through a song, then that's brutal.
Yeah.
Master of Puppets 1
Is shit. Like,
is good, is the great, and that's just like the best shit right there.
Yeah.
Maybe like some
Ride the
shit-
Lightning
but
is
Bad-
good
Bad
too.
Lightning,
Battery's a cool
Ride the
song. Like, they
Lightning.
have a lot of good songs, but
Yeah.
just they should have stopped a while ago.
I don't know.
And I would say you guys out there, like we all may disagree, but I think the last album from 8 years ago was really good. You know, it's more
I don't think I
thrashy.
listened to all of it.
It's more thrashier than like
Well,
this
Death
shit.
Magnetic.
Death
Yeah.
Magnetic was pretty good.
It was better than.
It wasn't one of their real good albums, but like it was decent.
It's
It was-
better than the
I
Load
listened to
shit.
The whole
Yeah.
thing, like a couple times.
Yeah, me too.
It was decent.
All right. Well, to each your own, but cool. Let's hope we agree at the next review.
That's
You
a good
guys,
summary.
we'll bring you back for the next one. We're gonna review now the new one from Bruno Mars. This album is called
You guys big Bruno
you
Mars
guys can
fans?
hang out quietly though. You don't have to get up every time though. Yeah.
Have you heard that song? You didn't even heard the album.
All right, so that's your rating gonna be? Okay. So Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic, right? So let's give a little backstory of this guy. He's a Hawaiian artist, just released his third album, and he's famous for hit songs like Just the Way You Are and the Ladies song from the 2010 debut, Doo Wops and Hooligans, as well as songs like Locked Out of Heaven and When I Was Your Man from the 2012 album, Unorthodox Jukebox. He's done guest vocals for several artists, including Snoop Dogg, Travis McCoy, Eminem, B.O.B., and of course, I gotta mention it, Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson. The song alone went 11 times platinum and was one of the most overplayed songs of 2015.
Definitely.
Now, ever since the song Treasure, I've noticed Bruno Mars has been really embracing that throwback disco funk sound. And like Mark said, this album is no exception. You get 9 tracks. So the music theme on this album spans from I would say I guessed this from 1968 to 1992 it spans.
Sure.
Fortunately, that's a big fucking pretty big gap, as you guys are probably saying. So there is a bit of diversity in their sound. The title track that Mark was talking about earlier starts with like the T-Pain-esque like auto-tune vocals, and then in the intro, then it goes like the disco funk vibe that you hear from like the Mark Ronson song we mentioned. I thought it was a pretty groovy track though, very 70s funky. Do you
That
not like
opening
the
track?
song? Yeah,
24K.
you heard it too much.
I haven't really heard it at all. Listening to this was kind of the first time I've heard it in its entirety. I've seen clips of it, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big funky, disco type guy, so
I agree.
it doesn't speak to me.
And well, you must have been tortured with that, and not tortured, but like just kind of like with that. And the next track called "Chunky" like continues that same theme, but I thought
Yeah.
that song was a little more funky with like the bass lines, the synth keys, which and then we get to this song called "Perm," which I fucking love that like hook where like,
like-
you gotta like perm your attitude, you gotta relax. That's
like
a fucking good like
his-
euphemism right there, man.
That's like his James Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking James Brown from like the guitar scratching like to the random horns right down to Bruno Mars' like dead on fucking vocal impression. So you got that. You got the 70s, 60s shit right there. Got the 80s stuff. Like the song Calling All My Lovelies has like the seductive like organs mixed with like the 80s break beats. It even's got like the signature like landline like answer machine phone call in the middle of the track courtesy of Holly
Oh, yeah.
Berry. Got that going on, and the song Finesse has like the New Jack Swing, which I fucking love that New Jack Swing sound back in the late 80s. That song reminded me of like Bobby Brown or like Belle Biv DeVoe.
There's a lot of like Boys to Men type shit on this.
Well, that got that slower stuff.
Motown Philly.
Yeah,
back
yeah.
again.
Which Mark is talking about, things slow down, like his ode to the 90s song Versace on the Floor. This is a smooth, sexy jam where Bruno gives his best like Boyz II Men or Tevin Campbell impression. I think it's a fucking beautiful song, and nonetheless though. And Mark, tell me you did not want to just like fucking tear your clothes off and make love to the first woman you saw when you heard that song.
I did not want to tear my clothes off and make love to the first woman I saw when I heard that song.
Bummer.
Sorry, I know I bring the podcast down to into this weird place. I didn't like this album at all. It was like, ugh.
Ugh. All right, I've been talking too much. Mark, elaborate. As you see, I'm
so
hyping it up.
Stale. It's so stale. It's the Metallica of pop R&B throwback music. I don't know. It's like the same shit over and it's the same sounds. But it's like I admire the commitment to trying to sound authentic. It does sound like songs of the era. Like it sounds like a Boyz II Men type track. The production is true to what he's going for. It's well produced. But to me, it's nothing special.
Well, I agree with you in a way, because the problem I have with Bruno Mars is now he's like, when I heard this album coming out and I heard that Sidle song, I was like, this guy's just gonna like try to like just do what is already happened and like capitalize on that. We get it, Treasure, Locked Out of Heaven, and all that shit. Like it's like you've done that already. Like do some new shit. But it's like, did you not? Nothing had your head nodding. Nothing?
No.
Wow. Nothing made you want to unbutton your shirt a little bit.
It smells like Southern Comfort in here.
It does.
Anybody smell that? Okay.
I
Some
don't.
sort of alcohol down here.
Sorry.
All right. Well. All right. So
just make
I
it
just,
a little more awkward.
I would say the last song was called "Too Good to Say Goodbye." Powerhouse ballad.
Yeah, the last song was decent.
Okay.
You know?
Finally. 9 tracks in.
'Cause it was
only,
fucking
only,
over.
Only half.
No,
an
but
hour.
it was so short too. Yeah, 9 tracks. Like you're gonna wait 4 years in between an album, put out like one of the best-selling songs ever. You're gonna make 9 songs and call it a day.
That's the throwback. Remember in the '80s, songs were like
It's like
9
he
tracks.
ran out of other artists to pretend to be.
Yeah, you get the Michael Jackson impressions on here too,
Yeah.
in a little way. But telling someone they sound like Michael Jackson is a compliment. Ask fucking Justin Timberlake. It's not insulting to them whatsoever. All right, Mark. So let's
I
go
think
with
it's
this.
more like Corey Feldman.
Mark, go first, man. Tell us your final rating on this album, since you hate it so much.
I say skip it. It was not. It's not worth 24 carats.
Oh man, Mark, I totally was skeptical with this whole album because Bruno Mars is constantly borrowing from like the old shit. So I'm like like the previous decades. I don't like that, but I'll be goddamn. He did a good job at it. So I'm sorry, dude. Like, not only is this album short and sweet, like Mark said, but it's very pleasant to the ears. Like, if you put this fucking song on at a party or, like, some function, people will be dancing or singing along. So it does its job. That's what you're not understanding, Mark.
No, it does its job, but I don't like the job that it has to do.
Agreed.
It's not.
Yeah. Well, I hope
like,
at
this
some...
is the album that makes him be the Super Bowl halftime guy. You know, like, he's making music for people
that
who
like to dance and sing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but...
fucking idiots.
Well, I'm saying
right?
I hope at some point
Some karaoke shit.
Mark agrees with me. At some point, I hope that he would stop doing like what happened, because the first album he was doing something actually original.
Different, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the he's only done 3 albums, and it's like went from like kind of unique and original and like a new kind of pop singer to doing a throwback kind of thing and like kind of and succeeding. And like I think that the last one was okay, at least the stuff I've heard. But this was just it's all like there's nothing about it that makes it original. It's completely pretending to be other stuff. Like there's nothing in nothing in there to throw it off to be kind of unique and new.
Okay, I agree with you.
And I think at this point, so many people have done throwback type of albums and like, tribute type stuff that you got to make it. You got to change it up. You got to be unique. I don't know. Just sounding like old stuff for the sake of being kind of retro is not good enough.
Yeah. All right, I agree with you. But I just think that if that was his intentions to sound like to just bite off of what happened, I have to say he did a good job at that. And I want him to do some more creative stuff. But for now, if you want to do this shit and not make corny like ballads like he did on the first album, because the first album was original, but it was corny at the same time as lyrics.
I think the best thing Bruno Mars has done is that cover of Amy Winehouse's Valerie.
Okay.
At like the MTV Movie Awards one year.
Well, sorry guys, my rating for this album is a download it. So I disagree with Mark on that. I think it's worth hearing, but don't pay for it. So let us know what you think in the comment section. If you liked it or hated it and where rating would be, that'd be great to hear your opinion. I have a feeling with you guys, the nerve damage people, you're not really a fan of Bruno Mars. But what we were saying like back and forth, I want to ask this question. Like if someone just did something like punk rock, that if someone did like a Ramones-esque album, would you compliment them if they were, or would you say stop doing do something original? Like how would you feel about that? As long as if it sounded good, I'm saying.
Sounds aight to me. Why not?
If it sounds good, it's good. It doesn't matter what your background is, really. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. As long as they do it well.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Yeah, that's my point, man. That was my point. I just had to think of the different genre to help you guys bring
As
into
long as
this.
they're not trying to hide the fact that they're clearly copying someone else.
Yeah, he's not hiding it whatsoever.
I kind of like Cage the Elephant had each album's pretty different.
Yeah, Cage Element
They're
sounds.
mad original though. They're like
Where the
weird
hell did
as
that come
fuck.
from? That had nothing to
Yeah,
do
what
with
does that have to do with anything?
Just saying.
This is why
Anyway.
It's a little different.
Anyway.
I like
I
Cage the Elephant.
saw him. He did something at like a recent music awards. He played 4K Magic. Kind of reminded me of Michael Jackson. I was pretty
Yeah,
impressed.
he does sound like Michael Jackson in a way,
That
but
he was kind of. It's just like his energy and like how much he was dancing and stuff, and like it was impressive.
it's
I
like
liked it.
His high pitched,
I like
out
funk
voice
music,
is
too.
amazing. I love it.
yeah. But if you
voice.
tell anyone you sound like Michael Jackson, they'll be like, even if you say it so like insulting, they'll be like, thank you.
You should definitely not stop doing that much coke. It's helping him.
No, it's helping him. It's working.
I
Yeah.
just feel like
He has the money.
Just go hard.
Michael Jackson did Michael Jackson already. And Bruno Mars has enough power behind his own thing that he could be Bruno Mars and doesn't have to be he's as good as Michael Jackson was. Just do your own thing, right?
Yeah. I understand what you're coming from, Mark. So it's really we really shouldn't fight over Bruno fucking Mars, but I feel like I gotta argue my point. You gotta argue yours a little.
I just feel
as
like
much
when
as
someone tries to emulate someone else, it ends up being completely different anyway because you
Yeah.
can't help it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
Yeah, I mean it's obviously it's not. He hasn't become Michael Jackson.
No.
Not yet. He
But-
hasn't overdosed
He
on
has
pills and
lot
died.
It's
of
a long
He
way
has
to
to
go.
get to.
Yeah.
He's got to start molesting some kids right now.
Yeah.
Come on, Dave.
Where's the beat?
Thank you, Dave. All right, so last review of the night, you guys, and then we'll get out of here. From the band Pulley. No change in the weather.
That's what I said.
and they're a California 5-piece band who formed in 1994. Singer Scott Radinsky was originally in the hardcore pop punk band 10 Foot Pole. You remember that band, Mark?
No.
Okay. So, but he was forced to leave the band before the 1997 third album due to commitment to being the relief pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Did you know that? He actually is a famous...
I've never heard of this band. I don't know who these people are. I didn't know he was.
Have you heard of the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
They're pitchers in a band?
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, Pulley released their debut album, Esteem Driven Engine, in 1996 on Epitaph Records, and by the fourth album, Together Again for the First Time, which came out in 2001, the band established a following in the underground with their fast, energetic skate punk sound. And in 2004, the group released the album Matters, which saw them explore some alternative rock influences, which is what I loved about the band when they started doing that, more alternative rock mixed with the hardcore punk. I thought that was good. Now, the sixth album marks the longest gap between the albums that they put out. Exactly fucking 12 years since they put out a record. Opening track, No I in Team, and the other song I want to mention called Fixing the Drought, which I think is, from the lyrics alone, is the start of the whole, political punk rock movement that is yet to come. When you hear that song, is what's going to be happening in the next 4 years. Pulley still maintains their melodic no effects style of 90s skate punks. Plenty of crunchy bar chords, double bass drumming, harmonizing backing vocals. All the stuff a Goring boy needs in their punk rock. Mark, would you agree?
Yeah, those first two tracks, I was like, ugh, this is Jarrell's album. It's okay. No, but I'll say this though, it got better.
This is
for me.
Yeah, it did. The middle part of this record is where it's at, I think. And I was listening to it, thinking to myself, this is gonna make the fucking face-to-face review all over again. Earlier this year, we reviewed face-to-face. I put that shit in the pedestal. You just all right, my turn. This shit is okay. So,
yeah. It to me the opening the album, and knowing almost first of all, it's not on you can't fucking find it anywhere. I have to listen to it on YouTube. It's not on fucking Apple Music. It's not on their Bandcamp.
That's how punk rock they are, motherfuckers.
It's fucking nowhere. I had to Google it just to find out that it exists because I couldn't find it in any of the music streaming sites.
I was hoping you wouldn't find it so I could just rate it by myself.
Give it a good yeah. But yeah, at first, to me, it was just okay, these guys, they took a 12-year break. I found that out because I had to search for the shit. And this is what they come back. It sounds like a band that existed in 2001 that did this. But
you liked it, right? So I'm going to push the buy it right now.
It was fine. It was like things I've heard before. Things I've heard before that I don't necessarily listen to. Like punk, that kind of pop punk music that
Don't you dare say it's like any other pop punk music. This sounds more aggressive than that.
This record, it could be another. You could tell me this was Bad Religion, half this record. You would tell me it's a new Bad Religion album, and I would believe you. Oh. It sounds like Bad Religion to me, most of it, which is not bad. Okay, it's just what it sounds like.
A little hopefulness in this review. Okay, I'm getting a little excited now.
There's no stakes to this. It's there's nothing personal. The songs are pretty generic.
You love fucking shredding guitar solos, and the song, which is called "Farewell," has a really shredding guitar solo at the end of the track.
It melted my face, and I fucking loved it.
It's like fucking Indiana Jones shit right there. Now, me and Mark agree. The middle part, I feel like we agree. The middle part of the record is where it really peaks. The faster tempo tracks. They do a good job. The song "Syndrome" had a really groovy breakdown during the chorus. So they slow things down a bit towards the later half. I think the bassist Tyler Rebbe really gets his shine on. He actually peppers some good tablatures throughout this record, bass tab wise. Let's talk about actually the last track, which I feel like is not gonna go where I was hoping for. But the last track is called Black Box, which you're more of a alternative rock guy. The last song, what did you think of that song?
If I remember correctly, I thought it was decent.
Now the problem with me, I didn't think it was decent at first. I didn't like it too much, but then I found out that's actually a cover of "No Use for a Name" song. So I listened to it again, but this time around I listened to the original, and I listened to that song. And even though I like the original better than that one, I appreciated what Pulley was trying to do on that song. So it's kind of weird. Like I'm like, this song kind of ruins the vibe.
Mhm.
But when I found out it was like a cover, I'm like, let me check them out together. And I'm like, okay. Obviously, because the singer died, and it's a big deal. Though the whole like left coast, they're fucking mourning this guy still after the past 4 years. No disrespect to Tony Sly, but whatever.
I don't know what that means.
Tony Sly is the guitarist from No Use for a Name who died, and they do a tribute to him. I'm assuming that's the point.
It's like it's pretty good. He's a very good lyricist. Fat Mike says it's like his favorite.
Yeah.
Like musician, basically.
So he's not phased, but let's go on. I'm gonna say this before Mark tears this album down. That it's clearly that Pulley has been gone for like this long, but despite that, they did not miss a beat. Being that they've been out of the game for over a decade, this album picks up right where the 2004 album left off. Song is short and sweet, just a little over a half an hour. This whole album, fans of skate punk and fans of this band will definitely be pleased with this record. So I'm gonna say you can buy it. It's worth the money. It's good skate punk, really good throwback in a way. Mark,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say you're gonna say praises real quick. All right, so let's push the button. Thank you. So if you guys want to give your email us, okay. I'll let you
Hold
know.
on. I did like it. It's pretty good.
All right, so
I
Mark
say
said buy it.
download it. I would say download it, check it out. But it's nothing. It's like I know I sit here every week and I'm like, it didn't fucking blow
Break
my
the
mind.
mode, yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like 12 years. Like this is what you came back for, to do a record that sounds like 12 years ago. They call me Snarky Mark for a reason.
Yeah, they do. Skeptical.
It sounds like Bad Religion meets like early Blink-182. I don't know, a bunch of bands that I don't really listen to. So
Okay.
it's kind of like
Not your style.
it's not for me.
That's
but
his quote.
But
Not for me.
I liked a lot of it. Like I liked a lot of it. It's good. I like Bad Religion. I like some of Blink-182 stuff. But
Yeah.
but it's like I said, the context of the album being a 12-year comeback record, to then like do stuff that I don't know. Like that's why I just don't understand it. And like I said, whatever. It was good.
All right. Well, he said it's all right. So
Download.
yeah, I really appreciate that you didn't go that much lower than download it. So cool. You guys ever heard of Pulley being a younger band?
Never heard of him.
Okay.
I've heard of him.
I guess from what you heard from me and him, what are you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna go listen to him maybe eventually.
I'll probably listen to him.
I'm gonna say don't break your neck. I'm gonna say
I'll forget about this whole
Did
conversation.
you listen to
in 5
the new
minutes.
Lagwagon record?
they sound like that. It's like that.
That was like
It's-
kinda
it's-
new, like,
It's basically like Lagwagon's last album.
But is it better than that? Because like people really like that last. Lagwagon
People are saying it's
album.
as good as that one. A
I'll
lot of
check it
comeback.
out for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, check it out if you want.
I'm really. Are they Fat Records? Because I'm super into Fat
They're,
Records.
They're on
They're-
Cybertrax Records
I'm really
apparently.
biased towards that.
They're on
sound.
because the guy from NoFX, El Jefe, has his own record label, and they're on that one
What
now.
the fuck? El Jefe has his own record label.
Yeah,
too?
yeah. So
Does
They were on
Smelly-
Epitaph for
does
all these
Smelly
years.
Or Melvin have anything going on?
just waiting for Fat Mike to tell him what to do, I guess.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Fat Mike runs the show when it comes to that band.
Like, when are we gonna have another reality show?
It already happened. You didn't see that?
Hey, wait, did you rate the new NoFX album? Because they came.
We
out with an
did,
album.
yeah.
You like
That was an interesting. You check that out. If you guys haven't heard the
pretty
new, we rated that album with the first couple months. What was it in October? Yeah, we rated that
Yes.
2 months ago. So check that out on our podcast. That was a good leeway to our outro. Hey, I just thought of something. Would you guys mind playing like an outro music for us? Cause we have no outro music. Do you want to play some like random like acoustic guitar?
You guys want to think of something on the spot?
Last song or something.
Yeah, just like play. You want to play a song for us?
Yeah.
Just set up.
Okay.
Yes.
It's already set up.
That will work. Now, before he play the song, I'll do some outro shit right now. If you want to get in touch with us or this band, they Nerve Damage, check them out. They're actually playing a show at the end of this month in a basement show in Bridgewater. So go to their Facebook.com/Nerve Damage, which is it Nerve Damage 2 or just Nerve Damage? Nerve Damage 2? Okay, so it's last Nerve Damage 2. You can find out where this show is actually happening. Also, go to their Bandcamp page and listen to their free EP and their other music as well. And until next time, we're going to do another show next week. Hopefully, we have a guest for that. I don't know who it is yet. I want to thank Mark for coming out, for doing a podcast with me. I miss you. Good to see you every week. Also want to thank Dave Grohl for being the house band leader tonight. Thank you very much, Dave Grohl. Awesome. You're doing a good job. Can't wait for the new Foo Fighters record to come out sometime in 2019. And I want to thank you guys for listening. And if you want to get in touch with us, let's get to the outro stuff real quick. And then we're going to actually hear a song from Nerve Damage to go out on. So if you want to get in touch with us, this is how you do it. Go to our website, njhabitradio.net. Go to the contact section. Start typing your question. And it will come right to our email address, which is njhabitradio@gmail.com, which you can email all your questions there if you want to go right to it. Also, we are on YouTube. Search for Hybrid Radio. And when you find our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to us because we like more subscriptions. We are on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/njhybridradio and make sure you like us on Facebook. Because if you like us, you'll see more of these things pop up on your wall, and that would be great. Finally, you can follow us on Twitter @NJHabitRadio. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you guys next week. For now, final song from the one and only, the great, popular, completely underrated, Nerve Damage. Thank you.
Off Everest, get me stuck in purgatory, show me from my throne, give me passions when I live, put grievances aside. I only try to light your path, found the fire deep inside, but then I went and set your body on fire. Yeah, this was never out. Only wanted to bring you higher. Only wanted to bring you higher. Oh yeah. I'll pay for my sins. I'm out for this love. Yeah, given free time to choose. I'm new to the kingdoms above. My back will break or under your whip. Till that day I'll bite my lip. Try to light your path from deep inside you till it breaks free and blinds all those who harm you. Then I went and said